Question 21. f of x equals 1 over x plus 2 plus 1 over x minus 3. Part A. Work out f of 5, give your answer as a fraction. All this means is that where there's an x, you replace it with a 5. This is a question, even if you are not aiming for one of the top grades, you can pick up marks quite easily just by understanding the notation. So it's worth making sure you check every question carefully in your exam, because there might be some marks on the final question you can pick up even if you want a grade 5 or 6. So where there's an x, I put a 5. 5 plus 2 is obviously 7. 5 take 3 is a half. A half plus a seventh plus a half is 9 over 14, and you can check that with your calculator. Part B. Write down a value of x for which f of x is not defined. The function of x, f of x, will not be defined when you have to divide by 0. Therefore you want a value of x that makes the denominator 0. So x can be minus 2, because minus 2 is 2 is 0, or x can be 3. Given that f of x equals 4, find the possible values of x, give your answer in the form p plus or minus the square root of q over r, where p, q and r are positive integers. So we're told that 4 is the function of x, 4 is the output, 4 is the answer, and it was given by 1 over x plus 2 by 1 over x minus 3. The first step is I found a common denominator by multiplying the bottom two fractions together. So I had to multiply the 1 by x minus 3 and the 1 on the other side by x plus 2. Simplifying it all up and multiplying at the brackets on the bottom gives me 2x minus 1 over x squared plus 2x minus 3x minus 6. If I tidy up the plus 2x minus 3x, I've got x squared minus x minus 6. Don't forget I'm trying to solve this for x, so I'm going to multiply both sides by x squared minus x minus 6 to get rid of the fraction. Multiply the 4 through, and you can see I get 4x squared minus 4x minus 24 equals 2x minus 1. Because it's a quadratic equation, I'm going to set it equal to 0, so I've subtracted 2x and added 1. Because I have a quadratic equation, my first step is to see if it will factorize. I don't think this will factorize, and the fact it wants it in this form kind of gives it away that it won't factorize. So I've decided to solve it by completing the square. I've divided through by 4, so that I don't have to worry about 4x squared. Then I have halved and squared 6 over 4 and added it to both sides. That makes the left hand side a perfect square. So I have x minus 3/4 all squared equals 6 and 5/16. If you're not sure how to complete the square, please ask someone to show you, because once you see how to do it, it's not too bad, but it is quite difficult just to explain it in a video where I'm answering a different question. Then I need the answer x equals, so I square root the right hand side to get rid of the squaring here, and then I have to add on my 3/4. Because I'm taking the square root, it will have a positive or negative value. 6 and 5/16 is the same as 101 over 4, or the square root of 101 over 4. The square root of 16 is 4. 6/16 plus 5 is 101, plus the 3/4, and it is plus or minus. If you need to watch that question again, please do so, because it is quite difficult, but if you follow it along slowly, hopefully you'll understand it. Please don't forget to subscribe if you found these questions useful, and best of luck in your exams.